Today's news focus. Prime Minister arrives in Kuching for a one-day working visit. Sarawak government allocates 1.08 billion ringgit for water pipeline to upgrade. Sarawak Premier approves 4 million ringgit fund to add facilities at Jamal Mosque. Sarawak to achieve full electricity coverage by 2030. KPWK supports children and elderly in Tautan Kasih, Ramadan. Cooperation needed to accelerate village development in Sarikei. Good evening. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim has safely arrived at the Kuching International Airport, KIA, on a one-day official working visit to Sarawak. His arrival using a special aircraft at 2:05 p.m. at KIA was welcomed by the Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Abdurrahman Zohari Tun Datuk Abang Openg, Minister of Health Datuk Sri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad, and Education Minister Fadlina Siddiq also accompanied the Prime Minister from Kuala Lumpur. Also present to welcome the Prime Minister's arrival were Sarawak Minister for Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts, Datuk Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, Federal Minister of Women, Family and Community Development, Datuk Sri Nancy Shukri, and Sarawak State Secretary, Datuk Amar Mohamad Abu Bakar Marzuki. The Prime Minister was scheduled to attend a briefing on Sarawak's development at the Department of Irrigation and Drainage DID, Kota Samarahan. After that, Datuk Sri Anwar conducted a walkabout at the Desa Ilmu Ramadan Bazaar, Kota Samarahan, to meet and spend time with the locals there. Tonight, he attended the Sarawak-level Berbuka Puasa Madani ceremony held at Mutaukin Mosque, Kota Samarahan. After the program, the Prime Minister then left for Kuala Lumpur. The Sarawak government continues to upgrade and replace dilapidated water pipelines throughout the state. According to Sarawak Premier, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Zohari, 1.08 billion ringgit has been allocated for this commitment as a step to further strengthen the water supply system in Sarawak.
Bekalan air. Bekalan air itu mungkinnya kita dah dekat-dekat 90%. Tetapi kita nak nukar paip kita. Paip semua, paip lama. Mana kita terpaksa mengolah paip baru seluruh Sarawak. Yang mengambil masa. Harganya 1 bilion lebih. 1.08 bilion. Jadi saya dah mandah ngunjul lagi, go ahead saja. Kelak saya cari duit untuk kita menaik taraf bekalan air. Dan juga bekalan api untuk seluruh masyarakat yang ada di Sarawak.
He said this in his officiating address of the new mosque in Taman Jelita, Miri, on Friday. Named Jamal Mosque, which means beauty in religion, this new mosque can accommodate a congregation of around 1,050 people at a time. At the same function, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Zohari also announced funds of 4 million ringgit to increase the facilities at the Jamal Mosque, including provision of funeral vans and facilities for funeral management as well as akad nikah or marriage. He said the development of these additional facilities will help to facilitate the management of welfare in line with the concept of Islam.
Lebih kurang tambahannya 4 juta. Jadi malam tu insya-Allah lah kita akan bangunkan ruang-ruang kemudahan tadi yang akan memudahkan kebajikan, urusan kebajikan dan juga melengkapkan konsep Islam itu sendiri. Membina keluarga, kalaunya dalam masjid akad nikah lebih afdal.
Also, during the ceremony, the Premier of Sarawak presented a mock cheque for the Minor Rural Project MRP funds amounting to 395,000 ringgit to be distributed to 23 mosques and suraus, as well as 16 churches and chapels in the Lambert constituency. In addition, there was also the presentation of raya donations to 64 orphans from the Hamidah Yaqub Welfare Complex Miri, whereby the symbolic handover to 10 recipients was presented by Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Zohari. Earlier on, he broke fast and performed the Maghrib, Isha and Tarawih prayers in congregation with dignitaries and other guests present. Sarawak's electrification rate has now reached its full level statewide, in line with the state government's aspiration to ensure 100% electricity coverage by 2030. According to Sarawak Deputy Minister for Utility and Telecommunication, Datuk Dr. Abdul Rahman Junaidi, as the leading electricity supplier, Sarawak Energy Berhad SEB plays an important role in ensuring that this wish is achieved. In the meantime, he hopes that there will be no issue of electricity supply interruptions in the near future, especially in the run-up to the festive season.
Selain itu, harapan kita juga menjelang dengan sambutan Hari Raya Aidilfitri yang bakal tiba, agar komitmen bersama dengan Sarawak Energy dan pimpinan masyarakat setempat dapat dikekalkan untuk memastikan bahawa operasi dan bekalan elektrik setempat berfungsi dengan sebaiknya, seperti yang telah disebut oleh Lembaga Dato' Haji Sabini sebentar. Yang terakhir, kita harapkan semoga kita di Sarawak Energy dapat berusaha untuk memastikan bahawa bekalan elektrik sepanjang perayaan kali ini dapat berjalan dengan sempurna. Itu juga kita harapkan agar kerjasama di antara agensi korporat bersama dengan masyarakat akan dapat memberi manfaat yang lebih baik untuk menjadikan relasi hasrat kerajaan Sarawak tercapai.
He said this while speaking at the SEB breaking of fast ceremony at Darul Ehsan Mosque in Miri on Thursday. Dato' Dr. Abdul Rahman said that such breaking of fast program is important to enhance relationships not only between leaders and the community, but also the relationship of corporate agencies that are close to the community. The Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development, KPWKM, continues to care for the needs of target groups, especially those involving children and the elderly. Its Minister, Dato' Sri Nancy Shukri, said this group includes those who receive care and protection services at institutions under the Department of Social Welfare Sarawak, JKMS. According to her, various programs need to be implemented to allow these residents to interact and subsequently enjoy their rights as human beings who need protection and love.
Selaras dengan dasar kanak-kanak negara, Akta Kanak-kanak 2001 dan Dasar Keluarga Emas Negara. Puan dan tuan-tuan sekalian, penglibatan secara kolaborasi strategik semua pihak dalam memeriahkan program pada hari ini adalah tanda keprihatinan kementerian kita dalam matlamat mengutamakan kepentingan kanak-kanak dan keluarga emas di negara kita. Terima kasih kepada semua rakan-rakan strategik rumah kanak-kanak, Tuan Hajah Rokiah Kuching serta Rumah Sri Kenangan Kuching yang sentiasa bekerjasama membantu dan menyantuni penghuni di kedua-dua institusi ini.
She said this when speaking during the inauguration of the Tautan Kasih Ramadan program at Puan Nurkia Children's Home in Kuching on Saturday. The Member of Parliament for Santubong added this year's Tautan Kasih Ramadan program has 4 main objectives, which are to strengthen the spirit of goodwill and cooperation between workers and residents, besides strengthening relations through joint participation in the program. In addition to that, she said it boosts the spirit of Ramadan with meaningful activities and practices of charity, as well as encourages the integration between 2 generations, that is children and elderly citizens. During the program, Datuk Sri Nancy presented festive contributions to 72 residents of Puan Nurkia Children's Home and 64 elderly residents of Rumah Seri Kenangan, Kuching. Cooperation between all parties is necessary to help the government speed up and bring more development, especially to the villages in Sarikei. Sarawak Deputy Minister for Urban Planning, Land Administration and Environment, Datuk Lan Talif Saleh said without the cooperation given, it is difficult to implement any development and it could be detrimental to the public themselves. He said that during the Khatamal Al-Quran ceremony at the Al-Mutakin Mosque in Sarikei on Saturday. Regarding the upgrading project at the Al-Mutakin Mosque, the Kuala Rajang Assemblyman said it needs a little more time due to the problems faced by the contractor related to the supply of construction materials.
Itu yang kita sedia maklum. 9,5 juta itu banyak. Dari segi reganya lah. Tapi kalau kita melihat dari segi tugas apa yang telah kita buat untuk membedakan masjid yang baru, memang mudah. 9,5 juta itu mungkin kita dapat menyiapkan masjid dia dalam 3 tahun setengah. Dari segi saiz itu lah. Tapi oleh kerana kita membayar bulan, bermakna kos yang perlu dikira ialah untuk menghubung tempat-tempat yang sudah usang yang merupakan kos juga. Ya, boleh berbiarlah dan mengambil masa yang begitu lama.
He was extremely grateful to the residents of Sarikei who understand the situation and called on the mosque committee to continue to brief and provide updates to the public about what happened. At the ceremony, Datuk Land handed over a contribution to 35 students who participated in the Khatamal Al-Quran in addition to a contribution to the Asnaf groups and elderly citizens. And that's the English edition with me, Philip Yeoh. More news can be found in our official portal, ukas.sarawak.gov.my, and social media platforms including Facebook and YouTube. We end the UKAS Bulletin tonight with a highlight of the inauguration ceremony of the new mosque of Taman Jelita Miri by the Premier of Sarawak on Friday. #Saluran Informasi Rakyat. Have a good night.